Hi, Jean. My name is Kat. I will be your occupational therapist. So I'm glad you're joining us today for occupational therapy. I will be asking you a few questions to get to know you a little better. I hope we can establish some goals so we can see how occupational therapy can be most suitable for you. Would you mind sharing a few things about yourself?
So my name is Jean Carlos. I'm 27 years old. Originally from New York, born and raised. Um, I was stationed here in California back in 2011. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I recently just got out when I was 26. Um, I've been combat deployed twice, and now I'm using my post 9/11 GI Bill to attend school with the goal of achieving, with the goals of obtaining my master's degree in computer science.
New York, how has your transition been from coming from New York to Los Angeles?
It's been a fairly easy transition. The weather, for one, it's not snowing outside, so weather's always nice. I met someone here, so I met my girlfriend here. I think that's probably the best part of continuing to stay here after I got out. Um, so yeah, I'd say I've had a really good transition from New York to California.
Like a nice change. Do you and your girlfriend live together?
Actually, we currently live in an apartment in Temecula. We're looking in the LA area hopefully within the next few months. But yeah, I mean, everything's been great. She's been an amazing supporter. She's pretty much been like my entire support system. I do have family, but I think she's been like my main support system, for sure. So
I'm glad you have a great support system. What are some activities that you enjoy doing?
Recently took a trip to Europe. So I mean, we love traveling. I love traveling. She loves traveling, so kind of goes hand in hand. And we love going on hikes as well. And we both love dogs. So we've been actually looking at getting a golden retriever together as our first pet. She has a real big passion for dogs, and I'm passionate about that too. So I enjoy spending quality time with her. I'm just enjoying the things that we love doing. And we're actually looking to take another trip coming up here at the end of March, going back to Europe. So I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, so last time we went to Europe, well, this time we go to Europe, Italy specifically, I think we're going to try to focus on being more in tune with their culture, because last time I remember a few specific nights we went and ate sushi or at Japanese restaurants, and then I know we have to not speed, but I also said I wanted to rent something a little more exotic. But last time we drove from Rome to Florence and then Florence to Venice, and a few weeks later we got some speeding tickets that came in the mail. So we're gonna try to ease off the gas next time. But I think this time around we're gonna spend a little bit more time in Florence because we didn't really have enough time. It was kind of one of those, I wouldn't say drive through, because like we stopped, we got out, we spent a few hours there, but I think we want to try to focus more on historical places within each city, and definitely check out the museums as well. I mean, we did Rome. Rome's kind of like a 2-day, maybe 3-day place, just depending on how fast you are. But I think in Florence we kind of missed out on some big things. So I'm pretty excited to get back. If you haven't been to the Ferrari Museum, I suggest you go check it out. I'm gonna go to the Pagani and Lamborghini Museum. I think she wants to go too. I think it's great. They offer free test drives. Did I say free? I'm just kidding.
No way.
Yeah, no. They offer test drives. I think it's like $200. They let you test drive like a Ferrari or something like that. I haven't been to the other ones like Lamborghini or Pagani, but I definitely want to make it to both of those as well. I'm pretty sure she does too. She was pretty excited. She tried to open up a car to sit inside of it while we were there, and it clearly says "do not touch," but she doesn't follow rules. So yeah, I think we're gonna try to follow more rules while we're there next time too, because she likes living life on the edge.
Yeah. And you just went to Rome and Florence?
No, so we actually did Rome, Florence, Venice. We spent, I want to say, 3 nights in Venice. Got eaten up by mosquitoes. I suggest going there in the wintertime because the summer you'll definitely be eaten alive. And then after that, we flew directly into Paris. And Paris, the city of Louvre, was definitely the city of love. I think that was one of my favorite places to be at, to experience it with, your best friend. I think everyone should have that kind of opportunity, or they should definitely set some time to the side and start saving up to make, that trip happen, whether it be for themselves or for whoever, because I think that changed our outlook on a lot of things, especially culture. We tried speaking French, but we didn't really get too far. I don't really want to. Yeah. Anyways, that's another story. So yeah, and then we stayed at a castle in northern France. I want to say it's like the castle of Chamberlain or Chambelin, something like that. But it's by well, it's not by. I'd say it's 2.5 hours away from the castle of Saint Michael, which is like its own little city. You would never think a place like that ever exists. So while we were there, like, we did see a lot of castles, especially coming from somewhere like Rome, where everything is a statue, a monument, the Vatican, right? So we definitely got castled out because everything starts looking the same eventually. But when you go to places like St. Michael's Castle, I think that was a whole different experience because it was literally a city that, was just on the edge of the world. The ocean was kind of there, but it was low tide, so like the entire beach was dried out. And I mean, I'm talking miles of beach that was just dried out, that towards the end of the day, once high tide started setting in, you kind of started seeing that tide, getting closer to the castle, and you would have never thought. It almost looked like a desert, kind of like the outskirts of Temecula.
I've heard of St. Michael's. Yeah. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go to.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. I think she enjoyed it a lot. I definitely enjoyed it. Next time we want to stop at a few of the monumental beaches, specifically ones that we raided during D-Day, but that's another conversation as well.
Cool. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I hope you get to experience that again.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So I see that you have PTSD and that you have an injured knee. Have these restricted you from any activities that you do on your daily basis?
Yeah, sure. So with my knee, definitely from time to time, or I mean most of the time, it's restricted me from walking up like long flights of stairs. My knee definitely tends to feel like it's giving out sometimes. If I'm standing for like prolonged periods of time as well, my knee tends to hurt. Usually in the morning time it does. So when I'm like at work, or I guess I should have shared this a little bit earlier, I'm a real estate agent, so when I'm showing a house and I'm walking around the house, or like I'm walking around the property, or if it's so many properties in a day, my knee does tend to hurt a lot. For my post-traumatic stress disorder, I was diagnosed with that after my first deployment with post-deployment therapy. And I guess that's something that would be normalized in the Marine Corps after a combat deployment, or just something along that situation. I don't really know how to explain it, but it has held me back or restricted me from working under certain environments as well, because sometimes I do get easily startled. It's also led me to being anxious a lot. I feel like I have to rush everything, and when I start getting too much anxiety, I kind of have to isolate myself and get away from everyone. And that's also restricted me at work as well, because when I have a large workload, it definitely becomes something that feels time consuming, having to take a prolonged break, I guess you could say, like while I'm working. Um, I kind of have to just go in a corner, be by myself, and not talk to anyone. So, yeah.
So that sounds like work is very important to you. Are there any other activities that your PTSD has restricted you from?
No, definitely sleeping. Sometimes I wake up multiple times throughout the night. I'd say like 3 to 4 times in a night, and I lose a lot of sleep due to it because I'm either having like a nightmare um, that I can't like get up from, and then when I do get up, it's really hard to fall back asleep, and I start getting anxious, and then like in the process of trying to go to sleep, I have anxiety as well. So I feel like I've been losing a lot of sleep, and sometimes I feel that throughout the day as well. Like I kind of feel sleep deprived, or like low on energy, and I kind of feel like that's been causing me to feel a little anxious too. So
And that affects.
that affects me at work and school. So work trying to juggle work-life balance and then school work-life balance. It kind of feels like you have no life outside of both of those. So like I feel like not having sleep or just being anxious all the time affects both of them because I can't give 100% to either or because I start getting carried away with how I'm feeling.
It seems like sleep has been restricting you a lot in your daily activities. What occupations do you think it has not affected you that you enjoy doing?
I don't think it's affected the want to travel or hike. Hasn't affected wanting to spend quality time or spending quality time with people that I enjoy being around and love. It hasn't affected quality time between my girlfriend and I or time with my family. Um,
It's nice to hear that you can do a lot of things that you still enjoy. So, what are some of your goals here at occupational therapy?
I think to help me concentrate, help me sleep again, like a 4 night sleep, and overcome like my anxiety. I think that would help me a lot at being a student and as well as being successful at my job. I've tried therapy as well before, so like I've had post deployment therapy, but I don't think it was like very much therapy. It kind of patted me on the back and sent me back to where I came from. So I wouldn't really consider that therapy. I think they were just kind of crossing their T's and dotting their I's.
So, it wasn't helpful at all.
No.
Okay, so I think we can work something out and come up with a plan so we can get you to reaching your goals.
Great. I'm excited.